Cool guys. Hello. We have today amazing guest. I mean, man, like I like this man so much. Like I love this man. Like Nick Shackelford. And if you are in the advertising space, if you don't know like who Nick is, I mean, you're probably not in the advertising space. Nick is an amazing guy. Like I mean, he's managing millions of dollars for his clients. Tremendous like human being. Like just to talk to him, like he's very transparent. He knows what's working in the creative stuff. He knows what's working on the paid advertising side. He worked with some of the top, brands like e-commerce brands, other type of brands, helping them with their advertising, scaling brands, to what numbers you've been hitting with, Nick, like with brands that you worked with.
We have a couple. Let's put it this way: COVID. Oh, my dogs are going crazy. 1 second, boys. Meeting is started. We're doing well. And what I mean by well is you and I both know on an e-commerce store, scale is relative to inventory. And inventory this year has probably been the scariest for most of our brands. Even the ones that are going on pre-sale, even the ones that have a little bit of like wholesale distribution. So scale has been limited in the past, like I would say 3 to 4 months. But the one industry for us specifically, and you might have a couple of these in your brands, has been the baby industry or like the home healthcare industry. That for me has been probably our biggest scales. Right now, we're dealing with a little bit like about $1 million to $1.5 million a month. That's across maybe 3 to 4 of our key brands. But everybody else really put us into a position where we had to be very smart with their money and we had to be very smart with their margins. Alex, I don't know if you run into this, but sometimes brands will come to us and they'll go, I need a 2x return. I need a 2x ROAS, or I need a 1x return. I need 1.5. But they don't take into consideration how much they actually have to pay the professionals or the team to run it, which takes away from their overall margin. Case in point. Okay. We have a brand that we took from, and I'll share my screen just so you know, like this isn't just me pulling bullshit out of it. Let me double check. I can share it. And I know this is to your group. So obviously your group doesn't go anywhere. So we're selling fragrance. Okay. That's what we're selling. Off-brand fragrances. And I'll go to the overview just so you can see where we're pushing and what has happened. We jumped on middle of September, popped into right around here. Let's see what we were. Actually, I don't remember what they were in August. Okay, so they were inconsistent in August, took over, and then we started to spend in. So we spent just about 5 at almost 3x. I think we'll get a little bit of lift and delayed. We run into inventory restraints, and so we have to start cutting back. This has been like the consistent theme we've been having for a very long time with some of our brands. So when someone hits me and goes, oh, what are you scaling at? I kind of go, I will scale as high as I want, but it's not my decision because it's not my brand and not my money. I want it to be what scale relative to the internal side, because when they scale, and people forget this, and I know you talk about this so many times, internal scale means they have to hire. If they don't have the right customer support team, they don't have these things in the right place, it's very difficult to continue to push, or else then it tells us to do what we hate to do, pause those ads. Probably the 3 worst words I ever hear.
Pause those ads, right?
Pause those ads. Oh my gosh, it kills me. But coming back into what we're focused on, the baby industry, the niche, I love this. Have you ran any ads in this specific niche? Because it is.
Oh, Fiona, right? Like that's Fiona, right?
Yes, pause.
I worked with Fiona like 3 years ago.
I think we were right after this. So you can't. What is this? You can't get mad at this. $1 million for a 5? Like, get the hell out of here.
Holy shit! Yeah.
So we'll see. And there's okay. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of insight, and this is stuff that this is our secret sauce of how we do things. Every brand that we start working with, they have to build a VIP Facebook group that allows insights to limited drops, new colorways, specific promotions. Okay. So in that one, if we go to, this is where all the secret sauce comes from. You have your sale coming up, right? We have a couple of sales coming up Black Friday. Some people have started, some people haven't started. All of this stuff gets dropped into the VIP group first, because now we have social proof. Now we get all this engagement on this ad. And you and I both know this is why you have such a great group, is because they're active. They want to participate. They're going to see it in their newsfeed because Facebook prioritizes groups. So we know what's going to work, what color, what size is it, what product, before we even turn the ads on. So it's kind of like cheating, for lack of a better term, because we have all this great engagement, all this great posts consistently.
Wow.
So it drops group first. We find what works. She goes email. We go remarketing. and then we go into prospecting every single time.
Wow. All right. So you go like with several stages basically.
Have to, because usually like back in the day, you'd go like, and I talked about this when we were doing diff, I would say maybe 2018, 2019, you would go influencer posts would go live, and then you let it run, and then you go remarketing, and then you go prospecting. So it's a very similar strategy and structure, because what we're trying to do is early on, remarketing audiences are not established. It's just not there, especially when you have like an influencer or a brand new product, because no one's hit the page before, which means you can't build lookalikes off that specific page. You can't stack anything. So we have to let email, we have to let groups do a lot of like the initial traffic drive. So we're not, we're kind of dealing with like a downhill run versus just us spending into cold audiences. Do you guys do any sort of like a launch approach or a different sort of variation of this? Because I know you have some strategies.
Yeah, we do like, so we typically go with like retargeting and email. We don't have like, I mean, that Facebook group stuff, man, that's so powerful. Jesus Christ. And those group, like you showed me like 530 posts a day. 500, is that for real? Like, how is it fucking possible?
I don't even think, I don't know how to fake that. So it has to be for real.
Wow. Jesus Christ. That group is so engaged, man. I know like that there is another brand. I think they're doing something similar. I don't think they have similar scale to Poshkinat, the Mia Bell, the Mia Bell brand. I mean, they also have the posting on their Facebook page. Then they have, they post like several times a day. So whatever post gets more engagement, then they push that product,
Yes. It's smart. It's like, why wouldn't you do it that way? That's the smartest way of approaching it.
So that's basically the approach for businesses that have, let's say, like apparel, where they introduce like a bunch of different designs. How many designs would like typically be launched like on a monthly basis?
So you can look at it two different ways. I think what you're getting at, which is the correct way of thinking about it, is you have some sort of collaboration, some sort of limited edition, some sort of differentiation from a core product, like anything that they're selling consistently that kind of changes slightly. That is what gets dropped into it first. Because in our world, think about this: when you go into a brand new store, let's go back in the day when you actually went into stores back in 2020, right? The weird times of actually going into physical stores. You go, what's new? Where are the new items? What is the newest thing? What is just in? E-commerce stores is the same exact way, but except they're not walking into a store. We have to go into their inbox, or we have to go into their groups. We have to go into their newsfeed. That's how we tell them what's in. If they've already bought from us, we know each product. We know we have, for that specific brand, 12 months to sell them 2 products to make them a 2-time to 4-time buyer each year. Do it one more time. We have a year to get them to buy another product, so that we can guarantee that they're going to stick with us based on the info we have. We've been with them for about 3 years. That way we know that they're going to be a lifetime buyer, and they're always going to buy our limited drops. Well, what happens if you have a single SKU store? You can't do that unless you do a limited colorway collaboration, which if you were to ask me what's the proper way, and Ezra talks about this, most of the e-com guys that are doing this talk about this, you have to have second, third, and fourth product already ready as you're building product store number 1.
For sure.
And we see that, right? We have similar brands where like, we have one product. Well, what can you do there? Second product discounted. Maybe you bundle it. Maybe do a free item. It's really hard to find that unique offer. I'm sure you experience this.
For sure. Or so basically building that like, recurring like, or some other like, basically increase the lifetime value of that customer.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, and then, think about this. You spend all this money building this specific product, similar to what Diff does at their glasses, and they go, so you build up this entire audience, and then Diff has, this is their customer, right? This is their customer. This is who they're selling to. They did all the work to kind of build a user base and build the manufacturer around this individual product. Well, their price point's at 90, it's a little bit higher. How do they differentiate if they don't want to do limited collabs, which they can obviously do? You can build what you already have. For instance, they launch Dime Optics. So it's the same exact brand, different positioning, because they already have the manufacturer relationships. And now they're going like, oh, okay, I can double dip with my current inventory, with my current styles, change price point. Now they're able to test without ruining the brand image. So they can go, It's genius. Like I was like, dude, this is so smart. Why wouldn't I think about this? So it's still,
So it's like, is it like, so the products are very similar in terms of the quality and stuff?
same exact thing. The only difference is the vibe, the feel, the styles are a little bit more edgy. Price points are probably the biggest different points, because selling frames is cheap. Like the products aren't super expensive, depending on the acetate, depending on the frame styles, depending on how much is being used. So when you sell it for 30, it's a different ball game. So I that was probably the coolest thing I've seen in a while. They're like, hey, we already understand our market here. We actually want to do some more testing. We don't want to dilute or potentially hurt the brand. Let's start a brand new one, which throw up a website, get some content made, and you're pretty much built another brand like that.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
I love that.
That's awesome. So do you like drive traffic to both of these? Do you drive traffic to like this and then to that like lower ticket brand?
We haven't. So it depends on what the brand's going to allow us to do. I've had discussions with Chad and their team, and I was like, I think there's an opportunity to take all lists and remarketing and kind of port it over so we can start running traffic to it and see if we can convince them to be a buyer. Right now, they're holding firm with not mixing the current user base with us driving traffic to them. And I was like, okay, I understand it. No matter how smart I think it is to allow us to drive old traffic from diff into their store. So I think it's a matter of time before they realize, let's go to the path of least resistance, which is allowing us to take over the diff customers and put it here. Because, hey, maybe they might want to buy a $30 frame. That's a different frame. I think the way your brain is thinking is exactly what I asked them, but the resistance from a brand owner going like, in their mind, they're like, these are two different consumers. These are two different girls. To me, it's like a frame is a frame is a frame. I'm going to buy glasses regardless.
Yeah.
But they believe something different, right?
Yeah. They might think, that will kind of like alienate or like will kind of devalue, right? So if customers buy like $30 one, then when they offer like $80 one, I know this brand, like, I'll better buy it for $30, right?
Exactly.
But,
well, hey, and then you did ask me about this unique strategy. You're like, hey, I know you were doing this one thing and I wanted to share with you. So thank you for bringing it up to me again. And it comes down to our pre versus post launch, because there's a lot of creatives that we're running that people really, really overcomplicate. Like I watched your talk at AdWorld. I did a similar talk on a creative style and like how we're building assets. So I won't go too deep into that unless next time maybe we come on, we do like a creative combo talk and I'll walk that present. Nobody has to buy that pres. But we basically do two things. The offer, we have to communicate the offer as clearly as possible. And then we we do a pre-sale or pre-event, whatever you're going to be. And then we go right into the real event. So you can see currently on the page, we're running for a jewelry brand, which is pretty easy to understand brand. The most unique thing about this brand is that it's a US made on-demand product, not drop shipping, on demand, because the way that this is linked, all you have to do is spin it and change the charm. You remember Pandora bracelets?
Oh yeah. You put those things like customize. You make it yourself, basically. Yeah.
They have a similar style where like the bottom is a clasp and they just have to rotate this. So it's really easy for them to be like, hey, let's go test this, Nick. Let's see what happens. Right now, we're in free gift mode because it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We're trying to do something new for them every week to land onto it. But our initial launch is going to follow this strategy for this specific product, for this specific brand every single time. And we call it the pre and live push. Pre-sale, all it is communicating what is coming. Now, there's two ways of going about this, and I'll show you both of the creatives there. And you're going to look and be like, wait, that works? Yes, Alex, this does work. I promise you. We're looking at a 6X on a pre-sale.
Wow.
Some of this probably came in during a little bit of delayed attribution, but to me, it's like, oh, this worked. This definitely worked. So we go, mark your calendars, give them a heads up. Our 6th anniversary is coming up. A made up holiday. Doesn't even exist. Anniversary is coming up. Simple sliding, what the offer is, 25% or 20% off, and the dates that it's going live on. Their team was, Nick, this is ugly. It's not going to work. I'm like, guys, communicate the offer and just put it in front of people. Just please let me run with this. Thankfully, they did. The second one we did, we wanted to do a nice feed stopping. I don't even know what this is. I think this is like candy. Yeah, this is on the background. All I cared about was save the date. Here's when it's going live. Absolutely smashed. Just these two. And what audiences do we run to? Site visitors, overall engagers, and then broad. Simple.
Wow.
Just a reminder.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go live, the actual sale itself. And we would go through across all of our audiences. So we have our video viewers, we have our overall purchasers, we have different site visitors. So if they're on the product page or on the collection page, we're kind of going back 30 to 90 days, 30 to 180 days. And then our overall broad audiences here. Great campaign. I'm really happy with. I think we could have been a little bit higher, and I could have pulled back spend slightly, maybe net out around like 20K and not spend into it, because I did want to have a 3x return. So I'm kind of bummed that we leaned into it. This extra $7,000, in my opinion, was not necessary. Whatever. It happened. What creatives do we run during this? Offer. Show the freaking offer. One mistake that we had was we didn't play with 4x5 and square. I always tell my guys, when you're building creatives or when you want somebody to go live, you have to give me all the dimensions. Stories, I think it needs to have its own thing, right? Like, I don't know if what your opinion is on making this. If I make a square and a 4x5, should you make it into a story size? Sometimes I go no, sometimes I go yes.
I mean, like, we don't do it.
Same. I think if you're going to build a story out, it needs to be a specific type of creative for the story. So we went live with offer. A little bit more upbeat, showing the product. It's our birthday. Here's the 20% off. That is literally the uniqueness about this right now, is don't fucking complicate it. Black Friday. We have Black Friday live for a couple of our products right now. What are we running? This is actually kind of an interesting takeaway. This kind of blew me away. So let's go this month. And I hope it's okay that I'm showing some of this stuff to your guys.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, like data, it's like some good data, interesting data.
True. So I'll tell you my misses. So we fucked up on creative testing with stories. So we burned about $700, no return. We went with the normal audiences, broad plus remarketing. Here's the creative that we ran. So literally, like we had zero return. This made my heart. I could not have predicted this. Doesn't make any sense.
What is the offer here?
Got you. So it's a 25% off, and then you get to choose a free gift. This creative is too fucking small. Like, this should not have gone live. I'm not happy with how that went live. Same thing. So when I look at it, I'm like, yeah, I know why this didn't work, because this doesn't fit the feed. It doesn't fit it correctly. What is going on here? So in hindsight, it should have looked like this the entire time. That should be better. But then while supplies last, it's what's going on. It's like so busy. Then you have product.
Oh yeah, man, so many different things here. Yeah, it's hard to understand what exactly is offer. Is it like limited free stock, or is this Black Friday 25% off, or is it like for gifts? yeah, this one is just.
If you and I are having to question what is they selling, well, the consumers have no idea.
Someone just like scrolling, right?
Yeah, they had no idea. So I was like, guys, let me please rethink this. Let's just simplify what's going on. And this is probably going to be my approach for the rest of our campaigns that are not live yet. This went live today. So we ran, actually, let me open this up a little bit. Did we live the 10th? No. So we're 2 days in on this bad boy. And Ryan, our main buyer on this, he goes, dynamic creative tests across all of our core audiences. So we built all the main core audiences here. Here's the structure. We have 4 DCTs, and here's how they're sectioned out. Because before the brand, and this often happens, I have all these assets. I need to test all this. I need to find the winner out of my creative testing to work.
You know what's interesting? Like, when you show me this stuff, right? You don't look at the click-through rate, CPC, all of that stuff. You look only on the metrics on the funnel side.
Well, no, look at my setup right here. What is my landing page to purchase completion rate? What is my click to purchase completion rate?
But like, you don't look at like CPM, CTR, CPC.
No, this is way back here.
But like when you look at it first, like that's all what you want to know. You want to know the metrics on the other, whether it's like basically converting. That's it. Like that's.
Yeah, because I have my metrics. I know I have these ads for me to even look deeper into it. It has to be above a 70, or if it's below a 70% click to landing page, I'm like, something's wrong.
Your KPI is like 70%. You said like 70% from
click to landing page view.
Is this like unique? Basically, it's like whether the website is like loading fast enough. You mean?
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
know you have a difference between a clicks, cost
Yes.
per landing page view, and then where's my click?
Okay, so that should be like 70%, right? So you allow for like 70% for the landing page views.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Because I know for the where this store needs to be, where this conversion rate needs to be, it has to be above 70%. I'll pull up another store and give you like another baseline outside of this one. But for this, it needs to be above a 70% click to landing page view.
Yeah.
Or there's a bigger issue, or something's wrong with the ad, or dropping on a very slow page. There's an issue here. Then landing page to purchase, the average rate, I need this to be above 8% of those who land on the landing page that convert on purchase. What?
Holy shit, 8% conversion rate.
Think about this. If you're, it depends on the page you're dropping them at. We have the traditional e-commerce store, homepage, collection, cart.
Yeah.
If I'm dropping everybody, which everybody's dropping to homepage. Everybody's here.
Yeah.
We have an initial add to cart, or we can click in and go to product page. So it's technically 2 to 3 steps.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a longer funnel, that has to change. So I'll show you one where it's much lower.
That's interesting columns, man. View, like, because we have it in different, like, we have, initially we have the metrics from the ads, the click-through rate, CPC. So we see like if everything is good on that side, and then it kind of like evolves to the funnel overview. But you have it other way around, which I think might make a lot.
I have so many different ways of viewing this right now because I have to be more efficient, or else I can't tell the team the new stuff that we're looking at. So these are all the different ways I view things. Let me zoom in for you. So if I look at creative performance, these are the 3 dashboards I'm using at all times. So my view engagement, view percent. So it's a 3-second divided by impression. So it's like, that's my initial attention. Did I get their attention? How much are they viewing 3 seconds to how many people are just scrolling through on the impression side? Then we go, who watched it to landing page, or my step 1? Who watched it to 25 or add to cart or step 2? And then I take that same exact structure down to 100%. Same thing with, then we go into conversion rates, outbound click to landing page. I like to flirt back and forth between click and outbound click. I probably will rotate. Why I think there's a difference. Outbound click is, say your product or your page doesn't load within Facebook. Outbound is like, it's going to completely take you off into a separate page, or separate website experience. So sometimes link clicks and outbound clicks would be a little bit different. So I just check both. And then we go into our landing page to cart, or step 1, landing page checkout, step 2, and landing page to purchase. This rotation will never change, but the order of what I'm focusing on might change. For instance, creative performance on the videos and click, overall revenue, where I'll put ROAS, AOV, and then EPC. I'll make things custom metrics for myself.
Man, this is so interesting how you structure it.
Yeah, this is the nerd stuff. This is when you take too much time and you just sit here and go like, what? Okay, so this is the brand we're just looking at. Grooming products.
For men.
And we're looking at, so their average click to landing page is 69%. I would say we're profitability. It's a 5x. This is good. Like we're winning. We're winning for them. This is what they want. They're winning. On average, you look at your 75. This is remarketing. I don't want to look at remarketing. Let's go prospecting. Too many people look at remarketing.
Oh, wow. Prospecting 2.5. Pretty good.
I'm happy with this. I think this is good work. Guys did really great. Overall count structure we have is product specific funnels. So we're going, this is one specific product, second specific product, and then we have a combined one for control, which is another one of their new products. We've been finding, I don't know about you, but we've been finding a lot more success in like the simplified account structure. Issue is sometimes when we can't scale, we have to break it out into like a cost cap or like an accelerated bid campaign.
Yeah.
So we know that on average, I would say above a 65% is where the click to landing page view needs to be. These guys, there's no way they're going to get.
You have these two on top are ABOs, right?
They are correct.
Okay, so you're using both like ABOs and CBOs?
Yeah, I don't go all. So Jordan Menard did a really interesting talk, and he's like, each ad account is more of an ecosystem. There's things that work for unknown reasons, so you can't
Yeah,
just be like,
same thing here, man. Like, fuck's sake, because you know, it's like if people want to like, okay, what's like the CBO like this like framework, but it's like fucking not. I mean, you know, some accounts perform better with ABOs, some accounts perform better with CBOs, whatever fucking reason.
oh, dude, I have some crazy things I want to bring up to you and ask you about. Here's the creatives that we're running, and again, I'm looking at here. I'm looking at landing page. That's an 80% landing page view to very cheap traffic. Landing page 15%. That's very low for this brand. And then these are broken. Like, how do you have 171, a 200%? So what the fuck is going on? Okay, so maybe they're dropping right to product page, and then they're probably checking out from here and skipping. Let's find out. Okay. So these metrics are, maybe they're firing the wrong pixel event. That could be potentially another issue. We still use this as like a general judge of what's going on. And I promise, if you're not doing this already, adding AOV inside of this to understand has changed so much for people, because you can start finding combinations. This campaign with this audience to this product is actually producing a higher AOV. This fucking combination. Because Alex, you're gonna realize why the hell would I run to a specific product page if I feel like I can start running to, like, why is this a $96 AOV? How did they even get to that? This is a $19 product. Okay, maybe they added this $63 frequently bought with product.
Could be outlier, right?
It could. Yes, I agree.
How much data is there, like, for the, how many purchases have been there?
Let me pull it for you. Let me open a little bit, just updates it today. So we only have, it's a single purchase. So this would be more accurate. 53. Great call. Great call. So if I were to exclude, here's my average AOV, $46 for this one specific product, pushing a 3 on these ads. Okay. To me, when I look at an ad account and the general understanding of, I don't want dark creatives, I don't want long form creatives, and then I see a brand like this that just crushes it on the two things that I hate the most or believe won't work as much, basically resets my understanding of I don't know anything. Like,
yeah, never underestimate how wrong you can be, right?
Bro, okay. What is this? Can you tell me what's going on here?
Jesus. Wow. I was like, if I would say this, I would see this like first time, I would say, like, yeah, why would you do this?
Why would I? So how do we come up to this? We did, each brand that we work with, they have like an internal routine of like, hey, we get assets, or our designer, a lot of people have internal designers. They really only can create 1 to 5 things a week, or we're really good at doing a lot of images. Cool. Give me the images. It's up to our job to like structure how we want to test it, which I'll go back to the MyAvi example of how we tested for Black Friday. They sent us just Dropbox, Google Drives of images. We're like, shit, like we need video. We need videos. What do we do? Step 1, and we always follow this now. Everything goes into the dynamic creative testing with new products enter in like new images, new creative, new styles, new angle, whatever the hell it's going to be. We're going to throw it into the dynamic creative test. As soon as we can get like an idea or a validation, we're pushing it into, okay, we just tested images. Let's turn this image into a GIF for like 3 to 4 seconds. Because you and I both know you're going to get a different delivery, different auction. It's different than an image. We take that out and we go into our audience testing. I'm not going to preach a specific way of testing audiences because there's just so many ways. We usually do what we call lowest hanging fruit, or the most obvious choice. For men's grooming, we're probably going to go beard care or barber. Simple.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't work with those audiences, then then something is off, right?
Exactly. And this is why I'm like, guys, test it on broad. If it doesn't work on broad, you're going to have trouble. You're not going to scale. And then we start getting weird with like our accelerated campaigns, cost cap campaigns. And lastly is we're an evergreen. We're just maintaining, how do we keep this running without any issues? That's what hit me here. We're like, okay, all these dark images are working for whatever reason. I mean, brother, that's a 9x, that's a 4x return on 80 purchases. That's real.
That's already significant.
Same thing here. Why is this one? It's a dark contrast. It looks weird.
It looks blurry even, right?
Dude, it does. The only thing in focus is this little image. And then the best ad that I personally believe was textbook
The Pete and Pedro Putty is our #1 best-selling product. Guys are freaking out.
Okay. 5 seconds in, product up front, talks about it, convinces you to do it, and then he does like a full demo, which again, this is the perfect influencer.
Yeah, the alpha something, right? This guy.
Alpha, yeah, exactly. How is he getting majority of spend at the lowest return with the most purchases? Why is that?
Maybe people don't like him. But it's so weird, right? I mean, you have this like assumption. Oh, I mean, like fuck, like this will work, like for sure. I mean, this is the killer. This is it. It fucking doesn't work.
Bro, I got this ad. I was like, let's go. This is it. Alex, I was convinced, bro. Nothing. Didn't work. So it's really difficult. And I know you get this because obviously you're running tons of YouTube ads. You have a lot of students that trust you. When you come in, you're like, listen, you have to understand exactly how this is going to work for your store. You have the strategies and setups, and not even just e-commerce, like any like SaaS, B2B. You have to spend the time to here's the things that you have to do to cover your bases. That's what you give your students and your go-to start. But as soon as that, it just turns into these other decision trees that you have to make choices on what you're currently looking at. You can't rely on a sniper method or a shack stack or a simple strategy to kind of understand that, oh, dark images work better here on this creative. That just takes testing over time, which puts us into our DCTs. So Brian, I go, brother, I need you to organize how this campaign is being live, because right now I don't believe that the way that this account is structured. We're currently back into my Avi, where I was mad that we did very poorly on the Instagram stories. So I was like, please organize in a very strategic way how to test the creatives that we were given for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So this goes live, start at a 268. I'm happy with that. There's some delay that's going to come through. Let me refresh real quick. And so this goes live. Let me check today what we're looking at. Okay, low day. I think there's still stuff to go from early day.
Yeah.
Yesterday. And so here's how he organized it, which I'm fucking super happy for him. When I see my guys just do smart stuff. Kept it simple with the one copy. So we love stacked copy. I know you're a big fan of this as well. Spend more, spend more, get X is the offer. Very clear. And then the creatives all organized. Same style, all the way through. Then the last one's a video, so it looks a little bit different. But that organization of him understanding, hey, what am I using the dynamic creative test to surface or give me the answer? I want to know, out of this creative style, here's the best combination. Cool. Awesome. What do you do after it works at the dynamic creative level? You have two choices. You either duplicate it out and to get the best combination of the copy plus creative and run it into an ABO, non-DCT, just post ID, or you take something out of your dynamic creative test, the losing combination, and relaunch the DCT. You kind of really only have two choices here. So if I go into what he launched today, he took DCT winners, launched it. I'm pumped with them. We're at a 3x return sitting here, and all he did was just launch the best winning combinations. It's the simplest logic. Test it, take it, launch it again. So here we're at. So now we're looking today at a 3x. I mean, this is impressive. 11, 17.
Yeah, some of these are just.
Hold
on, is this like warm traffic? Is this like retargeting, or this is cold?
It's a mix. It's all of our best audiences, because we're now we spent all the money on building up these audiences. So now we're in all of it. Let me tell you what audiences these are specifically. So we're running to re-engagement video viewers, email lists, messenger subscribers, and then we just have overall broad in here as well. Alex, I like this ad. Look at this, brother. Split screen offer girl.
Yeah, that's good.
I really like this. Offer straight. I think overall the biggest takeaway for how we're launching and testing specifically during Black Friday right now is we want to know what are the unique variables of each creative that we're trying to learn is potentially the lever. Is it the split screen? Is it the products up front? Is there a female in it? Is there product demonstration in it? Those, as soon as we find it, then we're rotating in copy. I know there's a lot of copywriters out there. They're probably going to tell you copy is just as important. I believe copy is secondary to the creative, always.
Yeah, secondary, man. Yeah, secondary.
There's no way.
For sure. How's like you guys have been affected with like the banned accounts, like all this stuff? Like, you had any business managers, any accounts shut down or no?
We
Facebook
didn't
have been like weird like last like few weeks.
Okay, so we lost one account.
Mm-hmm.
No, we had something even weirder. We had an influencer lose their account, lose access to their account when they're about to share access to us, and we couldn't go live with any of the ads. Oh, wow. So we were waiting for them to share with us because we have one of our brands is an influencer strategy plan of launching through that. He lost the account. We can't get into it. Our rep can't help. Then we started getting so many disapproved ads. And what is the rule? If you have too many ads in the ad account, I don't know if it's enforced on yours, but we're getting stuff enforced on ours. We're starting to see like some of our ads just like literally disappear from the ad account. And I'm having to ask my rep, like, guys, these post IDs were running all last month. Why are they not here anymore? So it's really difficult in this time to know exactly why we're losing things or why we're not. And to explain that to brands is even more difficult. Sometimes I don't know. Are you doing anything to prevent this stuff? We're doing two-factor authentication, but
yeah, we do two-factor, and we also run a lot of the, I don't know if you're familiar. So it's basically like every time you get this like rejected ads, we have this. I'll share it with you.
Please.
So it's basically like we'll launch like a bunch of ads that are like fully safe, that are like motivational quotes and stuff. I'll share my screen. So it's basically we launch like on a very low budget on every account that we do. We do this to warm up the accounts, and it's like very, very safe ads. So this could be like hearts, like people hugging each other, like motivational quotes.
Wow.
Like, and we launch like, so let's say we have one ad disapproved, then we launch like 100, these like safe ads, which is very easy to do because like say you have the ad set, and then you do like 50 of these like safe ads in each of those, then you only takes like 2 small budget ad sets to to launch like 100 ads that are approved. So this kind of like, I mean, this helps to to preserve the accounts.
Yeah, this is genius. I'd never even thought about making a cheat sheet to send my people, because for every disapproved ads, like you have to like counterbalance it. You have to put so many approved ads through the account to get the ratio or the health back.
Yeah, and so it was like, so first like we've done it was like 10, right? Then we started to do 50. Now we do 100 because of the way Facebook is it's crazy. Like last several weeks.
I know it's oh man, it blows me away of how many issues that we're going to right now. After the election, I was like, oh, we're gonna be good, and then
that's what I saw too. It's like, oh yeah, it's like probably these like political guys, like they'll stop pushing their their agenda, and like Facebook will. But it's interesting, man. So how is like, what are the like overall, let's say compare like this year to the previous year, like what's mostly changing, like in terms of the cost? Like is it getting more expensive? Like do you see the cost going up, or do you see it's like everything is the same, it's just all about the offer, the product, and how you structure everything, the creative and stuff?
I think the biggest difference now versus even 6 months ago, I used to believe that I could like media buy or like hack my way to success. And I stopped being like super tactical, and I started spending more and more time on like the creative direction of like, okay, we need there's no hook here. There's no offer here. There's no intro. There's nothing that you're doing to like stop how are you blocking things? That would be, and it's not easy. Being a creative strategist or being someone that thinks about creative is much harder than going like, yeah, you definitely need to do a cost cap campaign and go, dude, it's so easy. Man. It's so easy to go, just change your campaign, you'll get better because you're in the account.
Or try like these low budgets and like bunch of ads that duplicated 50 times.
And so that's what we used to do.
Yeah,
you can't do that. You have to spend the time to understand where ads are going in the funnel. What about you? What are you noticing now?
I mean, on our side, most of our stuff that we do is like drop shipping, so I mean, we have more challenges in terms of the page feedback score. So we we found the ways to create pages with no feedback. Um, then so you might have like no feedback on the page. So we have we have a way of making that.
Wow.
And so then the ad accounts, business manager. I mean, obviously when you have a brand, right? I mean, the way we do, so we do drop shipping, then we create the custom packaging, we improve the product when we can, and we evolve it into a brand, but this process takes time. But then for us, it was mostly the compliance. It was an issue because we are very flexible. Let's say if we are selling like a particular product, we are very flexible in terms of like dropping the product if necessary. Because initial like validation stage, we don't buy like a lot of stock up front, or we don't buy any stock up front. We just validate the product first. So we are very flexible in that respect. So for us, the compliance has been a major like obstacle, but now we have it like sorted. I think we have very good months. This month, last month's been just amazing. But then, in terms of the creative, we mostly so for the offers that we've had last several months was the UGC, like utilizing a lot of like very like authentic content, like not even like big influencers, not even like big name like influencers, but just like regular people, customers. We see that stuff in working. I don't know, you do like a lot of UGC?
We have to do a lot of UGC because it's the most real content that a consumer can relate to. It's either what's the offer or what is the UGC of someone speaking about like the USPs.
Yeah, it's basically customers do the selling, right? Like that's it.
Well, that's why we do the group.
Tell me about that group, because like, I mean, I think that shit is so powerful, man. Like, tell me, like, how do you feel the group, first of all? Like, how do you like get new members to add to it? Like, is it like one of the emails in a follow-up sequence or a welcome series? Like, hey, join like the group, or how is that structured?
It is. So we do 3 different structures right now. First, we do all VIP customers, and that's defined differently for each brand. What would, to me, it's, did you buy 2 items or more in the last X down of X months, X weeks, a year? So determine what your VIP customers are. Generally, it's like 2+ purchases within a year, generally. And if you have a lot of repeat purchasers, you could even go down into like 6 months. It depends on the product and brand. Then all people, and then in Klaviyo, it's those audiences that purchased X, please send them an email to invite them into our VIP or exclusive group. Then it goes into dollar amount. If you spent over X dollars on, maybe it's a single purchase, I value you as a high-end customer. But that's just one purchase, and we want them to be very engaged in my brand or very engaged in the brand. So I try not to send an invite to those that haven't bought more than once or have only bought once in like a very, very long time.
So it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone who's just more or less like interested in the product or bought once. It's more like for very like the core audience, right? The core, like the more like the hottest audience possible.
It has to be, because we want them. We don't want a dead group. Like, you don't want to build a dead group, put a customer support person there, and all of a sudden like,
oh man, such a good point of view. Because I was thinking first like that's it, but then the engagement wouldn't be there, right? Like people, if that's something that people don't care about, they wouldn't like spend time there.
Yeah, that's what you have to think about. Maybe you're doing product testing because you're a general store and you want to get people, hey, we have a new product we want to launch. Who wants to test it? Those are different ways of going about it. But for brands like Posh or BioTrust or supplements or an alcoholic brand or healthcare, like there's reasons why they can come together and celebrate mental health care day, and they're doing masks, or they're doing, hey, I'm lost all this weight because they're doing a supplement, or hey, I'm feeling more energized because of this specific message that you guys sent out. That to me is how you create a community. Same with your guys. In your group, everybody cares about performance or marketing or digital. So you know what type of content to give them, and your guys are going to engage with it.
Man, this is such a good insight. How do you track the sales that are coming directly from there, or there's no way to track?
You can, because similar to most groups, you can pin, and this is a strategy I haven't been able to execute because I understand people don't like to give out discounts, but I had this thought, and if anybody is listening, or if you have the ability to do it, you can pin a comment or a message from the founder or whoever's in charge of it. Then you can put in like a monthly, there's a link right there that you can place in. If anybody buys from that link, it could potentially be an automatic discount link, which Shopify already has. And you can start seeing like all the purchases that are coming in because that specific code or link or whatever from the group. What I wanted to do was do like 5 to 10 links, or it's like different tiers of discounts. and it gets reloaded each month, and first come, first serve. If you see it, you want it, use it, and then we take it away as soon as it's been used. So now you see like, hey, there's only 9 left. There's only 4 left. There's only 1 left. I love that. It's so smart, I think.
Oh, geez, man. So that, okay, to add some scarcity, right? Like,
it's pinned here, and you like, oh, there's 2 more discounts at a 50% off, or 2 more discounts at 20% off. I think it's, I haven't been able to get a brand to do it yet because it's just one more things in my brain, but it could be, I think it could be cool.
So that Facebook group, let's say, so you have, let's say, Facebook group, like is there anyone like moderating that group like actively, or like
you have to, you need to either have a VA, or you need to have your customer support that knows the brand, that can actually answer the questions, or just post the content that you want shared. I think it'd be an easy VA job.
I've seen this executed by other brands in terms of, the group for fans or like customers, but this type of engagement that you have there it's crazy. I haven't seen like engagement like this.
Yes.
So
it's been taking a long time for us to build this.
Jeez, man, this. So how old is this particular Facebook group?
Posh's group, let me get the specific. 2019.
Wow, 1 year. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, man, that's
June 19th.
That's amazing, man. Like, I see already like the way like to get it, implemented. For me, like the Facebook group, it was like, okay, it's like group for like Facebook advertisers, so it's good for like, for some other. I didn't like saying that, it can be so successful for, for e-commerce stuff.
Oh my God, and I told you a little bit earlier about product testing. Let me show you this one. Yeah, this one's just now building, and I don't think they're executing as much as they should be. And it takes time. It's an investment. So this is started in 2020. Here's about 6 years. Oh, they booted me out of it. Sorry. They used to be a main client of ours. So it's a fitness product that they are always launching similar fitness products. But guess what? They need UGC of this product being used. They need to see if it's actually going to sell. So they drop all new products into this. Try to join it. I don't know why it didn't let me in. But in this group, all new product launched, all are going to test. What mistakes do you typically make? And this is then you get to ask these awesome questions. I didn't even talk about this.
Oh, wow.
Gather all this information. Where are you? What's going on? Oh my God, I love this.
That's awesome. Man, I know you're a busy man. You have, I'll let you go. Let you go. Thank you so much for sharing this stuff. I mean, this stuff was, setting up the custom dashboard, the creative stuff, the 70% click to landing page views, the conversion rate. I mean, this is mind blowing, guys. Like, you should, like, if you watch this whole interview, you have to just fucking rewatch it again. It's like, take notes and execute it. Man, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll connect again for another one. I think we'll after Q4, see what worked for you, like some mistakes or some things that you've learned from this process. And if you're ever in Miami, like, hit me out, please.
I can't wait. Welcome to America. I can't wait to see you, bro. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. Thanks, man.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you can just like this video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos in the future. Thank you.